So nice to meet you, everyone. My name is Nhat Vuong. I grew up in Switzerland, but my parents arrived as the first refugees from Vietnam in 1980. I was barely born, and I grew up in a city where I am right now called Nyon, which is between Geneva and Lausanne. And for the people who love soccer, it's where the headquarters of the UEFA is, which is in charge of the Champions League. So I grew up in this city, and I did some studies at the university in Lausanne, and I studied about management and marketing. But I was not like the type of kid who was an entrepreneur from the beginning. It's when I was confronted with the Vietnam for the first time that I realized that I grew up in a very um, I was, I had to be grateful for where I had the chance to grow up in Switzerland. And it gave me the idea that I would like to do something for my country in the future. So that seed stayed in my mind for many years before I grew up. And fast forward, I after university I went to Japan where I lived for 8 years, and I started working in the IT and web environment. It was a bit by chance. And that's where I had my first social business idea, which was to create a crowdfunding platform for Japanese nonprofits to exist just in case there would be an earthquake. So I had the vision, I had the idea, and we started making the website. And then during we were making the website, the earthquake happened in 2011, if you remember. And I was in Tokyo back then. And I still remember that day. I was very sad because I had thought of this to happen and this website to be ready just for that matter. And it was not ready on time, but I still launched it a year later, and we collected money for more than 30 nonprofits in Japan who were able to collect donations from overseas and support victims of the tsunami. So I did that for a few years. I had to close it down, unfortunately, because less people were getting interested in supporting Japan. Nobody is talking about Fukushima anymore. So I closed the website and I came back to Switzerland to restart a bit my life. So I became a web marketing consultant. And as I was going in that path, this career, if I shall say, I came across a video that kind of changed the path of my life. It's a video of an inventor, and we're getting into the water now, of this inventor who made a machine that is able to condense the humidity from the air and turn it into drinkable water. So from one thing to another, I went to visit a refugee camp in Lebanon through the Global Shipper Network that you mentioned. And then I came back and created my nonprofit called Water Inception, which mission has to put some light on those machines that exist but few people have heard about, and will become a solution for the future where water will become scarce. And with this machine, you will have the ability to produce water virtually anywhere with the power of solar energy, and basically create water fountain anywhere, even in desert condition. It would actually work. Um, and so I was doing this, and I did a crowdfunding in Switzerland, and we raised enough money to bring a machine that produced today 500 liters a day from the air in this refugee camp in Lebanon. This was last year, this was June. And then I was struggling a bit with you always need, when you have a nonprofit, you always need to find funds. And I was struggling to find, in a way, a revenue model, a donation revenue model to keep us going. So I was a bit frustrated. And that's when I'm going to talk about the happy turtle. I have a turtle here. Basically, it's my co-founder now called Axel. He's also with Vietnamese origin. He's half Italian, and he came back from a trip in Vietnam, and he told me something about the fact that he found a product that would reduce plastic pollution. So he invited me, and he showed me what I'm going to show you now, which are which is a straw that is made from potato and tapioca, and that is totally safe. It's made from plants, so you can actually eat it just like pasta. So it can be a good snack. And since that, I was really in love with the product, and we worked together to create a new startup called the Happy Turtle company, which makes the Happy Turtle straw today. I was going to show the Happy Turtle mask. Also, we have basically our mission is to promote sustainable products from Vietnam to the world with the innovative products. First with the straw, the mask, and now we are working on forks and knives that also will be edible. We're still in prototyping, but that's what's coming soon. So I think that's an overview of what I'm doing.
And that's so cool because you don't need a PhD degree on potato and tapioca straws because that doesn't exist, right? You know, anyone who believes the idea, they may say, "Oh, it's let's just do one. There's just a pasta, right? And then I can cook it, and I can probably buy it more cheaply." And then they go like, "Oh, it doesn't quite work because it breaks too easily. You need to have certain characteristics." And I'm quite sure we went through this thought process, but it is not something that requires a higher level of education. It just requires a lot of curiosity and trying to figure out what the market is willing to buy. So
Exactly.
I commend you on having that level of curiosity and the fact that you started with the nonprofit side that most likely was very helpful to teach you things that do work and things that do not work very well. So one of the things we'd love to see happening here with Wisdom Accelerator, setting the examples, is trying to get as many teenagers as possible to start nonprofits based on their passions so that they learn how to run a business that is not necessarily there to generate profit, but definitely generating knowledge and value to society. And that is going to make it so much easier for them to create a business saying, okay, I know 80% of the stuff, right? To doing the nonprofit phase, when you're trying to figure out what you'd like to do with your life, but you want to give back to society, you want to, interact with others, have common interests, you learn so much that to then become an entrepreneur is much, much easier. Or joining a corporation because you do have a very valuable skill set. And it sounds like your journey was exactly that, like the nonprofit learning, and then, okay, now let's go into something that can be profitable for society as well.
Yes, Happy Turtle is. I'm gonna show you a box. So we make this kind of straw box. You wanna see the logo? It's pretty cute. And yeah, we call it that way because some of you might have seen that video of the turtle, which was found with a plastic straw in its nose. It's very hard to
Yeah.
watch. But it grew a whole movement and against plastic, and we kind of surf on that, and we discover that there were actually endangered sea turtles in Vietnam, and so it quickly motivated us to, from the start, create within our status of the company, that we will donate, part of our percentage, which is 10% of our profits, to protect endangered turtles, not only in Vietnam but also around the world, because we have a strategy of, supporting local turtle protecting nonprofit in within the countries where we are going to sell our straws and our other products. So that's kind of the concept behind the Happy Turtle, and we will do Happy Turtle chopstick, Happy Turtle kit for the knife, forks and knives. We'll have the stirrers. I mean, there's a lot in the pipe, and we are going to try to replace a maximum of objects objects today that are made of plastic, but doesn't have to be, and that's where we're gonna, work in the future upcoming years.
Well, you do realize that you could actually build a happy turtle
Yeah, it's
house,
pretty
right?
cool.
Instead of tapioca and potato sticks.
But the idea the furthest the for now the biggest idea we have is to buy an island, where there are actually endangered sea turtles, and then create a kind of a sanctuary where we protect them, and also have some bungalows to have the people maybe visit and observe the turtles, learn about the turtles. But that's one of the crazy ideas. We don't have the money at all today, but yeah, exactly. This happy turtle concept, as you saw, can be applied in maybe other new situations.
Yeah, one of the suggestions that it'll make is that you have a product that is intrinsically safe, as in it's literally dried starch, right, from the potatoes and from the tapioca.
Yes.
So people are not going to get sick by eating it. Even if they eat it 100 years from now, I don't think they'll get sick, right? I'm no
No,
expert
it's
in it.
it's, it's potato. The ingredients are potato and tapioca. This just for the
Yeah.
colors. This is colored by a flower found in Asia called the butterfly peas. But we also
Mhm.
have for the red straws beetroot. So it's colored with beetroot. So we don't use any chemical in the process of manufacturing, and they biodegrade in 90 days, less if an animal finds it, because we've we've given them to fish, and it hasn't even lasted a day. So yeah, it's pretty exciting to see something that you create that will last a very will biodegrade within your lifetime, because with the plastic, with even biodegradable plastic, it might stay beyond you. You don't want to leave waste. So with this, you are pretty sure that even if it falls in the street or on the ocean, nobody's gonna be harmed, and certainly not the turtles.
Yeah, that's great. When I was growing up, we used to have paper straws with wax. And I don't know why those are not being sold anymore. I'm guessing it's because of manufacturing costs. But the one thing that really quite bothers
There are
me is,
plenty of paper straw.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, it depends on the country, right? In many places, you don't see them that often. But the ones that I'm quite bothered with would be the ones made of stainless steel, because the amount of energy you need to put into making a tube, with that kind of a material, doesn't really make it look great when it comes to total value given to society, right? So you're trying to obviously save on the number of straws that you're using, and then you have the washing process and all the soap that you're putting into in the sewer system just to wash your steel things. So biodegradable and edible makes a lot of sense. I haven't seen anyone eating paper and wax straws, and your straw seems to be a better solution. And what I would suggest, in fact, is that you consider having a package or some sort of a solution that teenagers could sell that would generate a little bit of profit that it can then give to the local charity. But you have like a teen edition, and precisely because your product doesn't make people sick, as lemonade might if you're selling bitter lemons, and that's why you have health considerations for food items. But you seem to have a very safe option that teenagers could start selling either for charity or to set up a fund for the university studies, for instance.
We have not considered that, but we definitely children love our straws. The one that have come across our straw, they all try to eat them. They are great ambassadors. And definitely, we have more means. We'd like to think about program how to involve teenagers to help us being the anti-plastic warriors with us, and somehow contribute and protect turtles, and we try to find a way to in the future gamify a bit this support by try to maybe give some points, turtle points, I don't know, and once you kind of reach some levels, you kind of level up, and maybe the the biggest supporter will be able to come to the island and see the turtles lay eggs. I don't know. We there's a lot of ideas we have. It's just right now we're really in the startup phase. We completed the product, we completed packaging, it's ready to sell. We started selling right before the beginning of the COVID. Extremely bad timing, I'm not gonna hide. Fortunately, we got resilient and we made the mask that sold more than our shows during the confinement. um, but interestingly, the demand turned quite into forks and knives that were disposable because of confinement. A lot of restaurants could only sell by selling takeaways, and they were giving away plastic, a lot of plastic, and we saw that there was also demand for that. So we're focusing a bit of energy on this right now. But
What about
yeah.
manufacturing capacity? What are you?
Today we have a production capacity of 3 million straws a month. Could sounds like a lot, but it's really not. Just the US alone, it's estimated that more than 500 million straws are being consumed every day. So we estimated that worldwide it would be over 1 billion straws a day. So 3 million is nothing much compared to that. Of course, we want to grow. We're looking for investment right now. We'd like to produce more, but also we need to wait a bit that the COVID kind of goes down a bit before bars and clubs and resorts, restaurants, hotels reopen again, which are our main clients today.
Okay, and how are
Uh,
you doing distribution? How do you find your customers?
oh, we went with our straws in our hands, and we did door to door at the very beginning. Um, First, people we knew, then friends of friends, and now we have over 30 clients. One of the latest was the coffee place of the Olympic Museum in Lausanne. And we are looking now for distributors who actually will have logistic capacities to distribute and sell our shows at the same time, because now me and my co-founder, we kind of doing everything. We look for clients, we do the deliveries, we send the invoices, we go to the stock and everything. And yeah, we start seeing the limits of what we can do. And now that we show that we are able to sell the shows at a given price, I can tell you the public price is today at 6 cents, 6 US cents, if you want, per straw. And on comparison, plastic straw is roughly about 1 cent, so it's could be 6 times more expensive for people. And paper straw and biodegradable plastic are usually between 3 and 4 cents. So we are a bit more on the higher end right now. It's a new product. We have a higher cost right now, but in the future we'll be able to decrease this price. But now we're targeting kind of more high-end organization, which maybe sell a cocktail that is over $15 a drink. And for them, a few cents wouldn't be a huge difference. And one of the things we bring to our clients is that we also bring for them a potential of marketing where they can communicate about being associated with the Happy Turtle straw, that they, by buying our straw, they contribute to reducing plastic pollution, they contribute to protecting endangered sea turtles. It can make sense to a lot of organizations to be able to communicate on that, and that's in a way a PR value that we bring together. And the last thing is, I don't know how much of you are familiar with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, which are kind of objective of the millenniums to kind of make this world a better place. And one of the point are actually ocean protection and animal protection, and by in a way contributing or being our client, they contribute indirectly to those SDGs, and that's something that some organization can value.
Yeah, that's really, really great, Nat. I mean, as we're both based in Switzerland, I'd love to support the work you're doing, maybe help you get in touch with large organizations in the food sector. Like Barilla is the one that comes to mind, right? They're selling pasta all around the world. They have all the distribution channels, and it will make them look really good to work with someone with your background and your creativity and imagination.
They
So thank
might
you.
make already some pasta straws. Huh? I don't know.
Well, we'll see what happens. We already have our next speaker here, but thank you so much for joining. Most welcome
Thank
to
you
stay and
for.
watch the rest of the sessions today and tomorrow. And yeah, let's try to meet in real life soon. Greetings from Davos. I guess you're in Lyon, so we're 5 hours away. So we'll figure out a way of meeting in Geneva at some stage.
Cool. Yeah, it would be a pleasure to meet you in person. Definitely. All right, I'll leave the stage. Thank you again for having me. And so I'm not sure. Should I stay? How does it work?
You're welcome to stay. We're just starting a new session, but you can stay as a member of the audience. We'll be delighted to have you.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just turn off my camera. Okay. Cool.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.